Really? Why is that, Mr. Walker?
Because some of these high-end vehicles, they
Oh shit! What is this?
Better security and stuff. They need like a device to be able to do that.
Okay. Question: you were at Legion Square, correct?
That is correct.
The LG Retro was when you stepped out of the vehicle. Is that correct?
Yes.
Wait, new lawyer?
So from previous testimony,
Jamarius Quangle
Sultan that was at
what the fuck?
Legion Square. Did you see any other vehicles at Legion Square at any point?
The first time I stopped at Legion, there was in fact a green Sultan. To which Marcia got out of my vehicle and jumped into the green Sultan and fled. I then took off, drove north a little bit, and then
who's this lawyer?
To where the white Sultan was.
So are you claiming that two officers misquoted their statements?
I don't know who that is.
I am. I mean, well, as everyone witnessed here, they couldn't.
Yeah.
That's correct. They changed it like 3 times.
Okay, all right. Sounds good. When you stepped out of the LG, did anyone tell you to stop?
No. In fact, I was hit from behind, so it pushed the car.
What case is this?
So I had to run back. To
okay, this is probably a bench trial.
So I actually didn't flee from police. I actually ran.
Okay. I have another question. Spinning back to North Rockford, when you were there, were there other vehicles there besides the police at North Rockford?
There was multiple vehicles, but what they were, I'm not sure. I did see 2 police vehicles facing northbound. I'm not even sure whether they were stationary or whether they were moving as I was driving instead of concentrating on where I was going.
So you were driving the LG, that's correct, from North Rockford?
That is correct, yes.
And it was said as well that there was it was said earlier by officers that there was a white Sultan also leaving North Rockford. Is that correct?
I believe they did say that, yes.
Yeah, so okay. All right. It's sure it's known that there was multiple people that left North Rockford. Okay. I don't believe I have any further questions.
Oh yeah, no. I was the leader of the real ballers.
Prosecution?
Like the original ballers. Not saying
that's it.
Real,
Frick it.
Like the
All right,
original.
step down, Mr. Walker.
I think KTB is like
All right, thank you.
like a.
All right.
Although they may only be the ballers around.
Are you guys rest, prosecution? Or do we go over to the defense?
I would love to take a rest.
Sensational, yes.
Defense, your turn.
Great, Rex. You did great.
Alrighty. I would like to call Emmy to the stand, please.
Hi, guys. It's me, Emmy.
Okay.
Hello, Emmy.
Explain
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Hello. Can you swear her in real quick, Bruno?
Been there, done that.
Wait, again?
Can you swear her in real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, Bruno, where did he come from? I haven't seen him in a minute. What the fuck?
To tell the truth
You
and
need a lot of people.
all that good
and they
stuff.
need to be active.
Yeah, all that
What?
stuff.
All right, sweet.
Wonderful.
Very good job, Bruno. Very good job.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead, Jordan.
All right, Emmy.
Oh,
Were
he's
you
shift
in
3?
the
Okay.
LG Retro custom with me at any point in time?
Objection
No, I was
relevant.
not. Oh.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Well, I mean, they claim that she was in it multiple times. I even went through it like 4 or 5 times. They continued to claim that she was in the vehicle.
Oh, yeah, but I understand your point. You've already made it clear that you claim to have been with somebody in the car, sitting in the car, so I don't think you need to open that can again.
Keep the can closed.
Yeah, it was very.
Well, I mean, we have the person here that could say whether they are. They are.
Okay.
Frick it, it's not
Paddy was gonna
relevant.
get the
Okay, fair enough.
KO, and Michael Chandler's no joke.
Yeah, I don't think it's relevant.
No worries. All right, Emmy, how did you get on scene at Legion Square?
Objection
drove-
relevant.
Oh, okay.
Today's doing a KTB tournament. That's my like tagline. Scousers don't get knocked out.
I like it. I
What's
like
your
it.
rebuttal, Jordan?
Well, I want to try and establish as to how she ended up there because she didn't just come out of thin air.
How's it relevant to the charges you're facing?
Ooh.
Is it relevant to the charges I'm facing?
Wait, this makes it look better.
What I'm trying to do, Your Honor, is I'm trying to prove that these guys don't know their right from wrong. So how can they charge me correctly
What's your name
when they
again?
can't even remember what happened on scene?
Wesley. Hey, it's a pleasure to meet you, Wesley.
But like I said, you've already
Name,
established
photos,
through your
numbers in the,
questions and the
is
questions
in the
placed
yellow
off
pages. I
them
gotta get
that their claims of who was in the
That
car
looks
versus
better.
your claims of who was in the car are not linking up. So I don't think we need to further push that fact when it's already been established.
All right, no problem. Give me 1 second to think of another question. Actually, there's probably not much point, in all honesty. So I have no further questions for her. If I can't actually ask her the questions that she can answer.
Do B needs reforming too, or?
Gus, do you have any questions for her?
We do not, as she's not relevant to his charges. We have no questions.
Yeah, we should
Step down.
we should have a formatting template.
Yippee! I was so
What?
helpful.
You want to give Jordan? Do you want the opportunity to give narrative testimony now that you
Underlining does look
and
good.
Say your piece.
I do, yes.
Go ahead.
All right, you want me up at the stand?
Sure.
Yep. All right. I'll start from the beginning. I was visiting a dear friend of mine, Marcia, on North Rockford Drive. She had a lovely property up there. You guys should check it out. Anyway, she said, I haven't seen you. You're supposed to come around April Fool's, but you never did, and blah, blah, blah. And we got to talking, and she said, hey, I got a new car. Why don't you take this for a spin? So she threw me the keys. I jumped in, and away we went. She failed to tell me that she placed a tracker on the vehicle, and the police had turned up when I noticed that they were chasing me when we were on West Eclipse Boulevard. So, you know, I kind of panicked a little and kept driving. Anyway, you know, she thought she could, you know, remove the tracking disabling thing or device or whatever the hell she'd put on the car. I don't know much about it. I don't really do it myself, so I don't know too much about that sort of stuff. But anyway, chase went on for quite a while. I was being chased. I'll admit to that. Yes, I was being chased. And things weren't looking too good. The vehicle started smoking, and I thought, you know what, we're just going to cut our losses here. We organised for someone to pick up Marcia in a green and coloured Sultan, which we'd arranged for them to be at Legion Square. She got out of the vehicle, ran to the green Sultan. They took off because I actually heard on radio that they'd left the scene. They were good to go. They were clear and free. So I'd organised myself by contacting Emmy, which was in my vehicle, the White Sultan, to meet me back at the same spot. I'd come back there, jump in.
A good story.
I pulled up beside the White Sultan. I got hit from behind. I believe it may have been Bruno that hit me. I don't think it was on purpose or anything like that, but it's sort
It's
of
a good story so far.
I had to
Jesus.
get out of the vehicle and run back to my vehicle to be able to flee. When I ran back to the vehicle, I was tased, and he placed me in cuffs. That's pretty much.
It's a good that he's like mixing in like honesty.
One thing I would like to
into
also
it.
add is, well, it's just not part of my statement, but it's what happened in the cells. I did ask why my vehicle was back at Mission Row. It was claimed to be there for documenting purposes. I also asked for my lockpicks to be returned because they had taken my lockpicks and guided lockpick alongside a hacking device and multiple tracking disablers, which I understand the hacking device and the tracking disablers. The guided lockpick and the normal lockpicks, no reason to take them because, as I stated to the expert over here, Gus, that knows a lot about boosting apparently, the lockpicks cannot be used on those vehicles, so they weren't used in the commission of a crime, so they should be returned to me in person. I did want the vehicle in custody still so that he could, you know, make sure that I wasn't lying to them by trying to use them himself. I said he's free to use them even though they're mine. However, you declined that and said we'll sort that out in court, so I'm still waiting for that to happen. Other than that, I have nothing else on.
Okay. You have any questions, prosecution?
You can't update your statement while we're in court.
Chat, that guy right there, the one like the cop in between the 3. Is that the same guy that used to? It was that from Prodigy, you know? The one that worked at the mechanic shop with Gomer. I keep wondering that, but I never actually found out. Because it seems like the same character, but a cop. That's not Stewart?
I've got a question.
Wait, actually? Bro, I've been dead set on that
yeah,
Stewart.
for real.
Like, from the beginning. That's actually not Stewart?
You've done Boost before, right?
That is correct. Yes.
Were you
Yeah,
doing Boost?
he looks similar too.
Was your friend doing a Boost?
My friend.
You said in the
No,
passenger
as
seat.
as I said in my statement, Marcia told me once we'd left that she was playing a prank on me and she detached the tracking disable. That's why the police were there.
Was your friend disabling a tracker? You said.
Oh my God.
I said that she had placed it on me. It's a prank towards me because I didn't turn up on April Fool's Day. Because she was going to play the prank then. But it's going to be
Whose car or who?
Wait, this is a court case, right? This is a bench trial.
Can we? You want to split out, Rupert?
It is bench? Okay.
Where's Marcia today?
so I'm guessing she went back to her house.
Do you not think it's important that she'd be here as a witness? You got.
This is a
Emmy here,
bench
but she's not
trial.
Very important.
Well, that's why
Objection,
I asked.
relevance. We're arguing his charges. I don't
rude.
see what Marcia has to do with any of this, Your Honor.
Yeah, Your Honor, we're trying to establish that the witness has perjured himself on the stand, stating that Marcia was the passenger in the vehicle and not Emmy. When we have statements in testimony,
Then file
that state that
perjury.
Emmy was the passenger of the vehicle, sir.
Yeah, but all officer statements and testimony that Emmy was the passenger, that doesn't make it letter of the law.
The statements are wrong, buddy.
Girl, I was not in the car.
Also have
Was it-
statements that say that neither vehicle was tampered with.
Ah.
What was your question, Rupert?
What?
Can they push it?
I can't recall, Your Honor. We've been here a long time.
Listen, I think that's,
If he literally says she's right there, can they?
I mean, the
No.
question was, why wasn't Marcia called here as a witness?
Mm,
I guess Jordan, if you, I feel like it's fine.
No, I don't really want that one answered, to be honest.
Okay,
Get that one.
That was your question.
I
Okay.
mean,
I
I
don't
did
want to
ask for
answer
it to
anymore.
be
I don't really care.
announced because I was
Okay.
hoping they would turn up.
Do you have Marcia's phone number?
Questions.
I don't even know what the fuck
Do I have her number?
Yeah, your friend's number.
What is happening?
I probably do somewhere. I don't have my phone on me currently, though, so I could give it to you.
Do you have a number in your
Cops
phone?
press charges and they don't really know why they did.
Possibly,
some
I'm not sure.
boosting job went wrong.
Your Honor,
If I say that
Yeah.
I'm Marcia,
we petition you to provide a valid state ID for this Marcia to see whether or not
No.
she's a valid citizen of lost. The marshals tell me I can't do that.
Well, she has a car registered in the city, as we can all see in the evidence. So evidently, she is a registered member
honestly,
in
I
the
feel
state.
like
I don't see
feel
why
like-
her
I
state
feel
ID
like-
would be relevant.
I
Thank
feel
you, Your
like
Honor.
should
Now,
just
Can you
say
pull
what
her
it
down
is.
here?
Why?
I think
Well,
she's
actually, technically, they
essential
could.
to this case now.
Mm.
Just isn't.
Wait, this is
Can you also call in the person that called in the 911 call as well? I'd like that as well.
Again, I don't.
Pretty
See,
hard to grab them all.
I still don't see how any of this is relevant if we're arguing his charges and
Yeah.
nothing that
It's
anyone else
relevant
did.
because
It's the same thing.
He
Same here.
afforded the name himself and claims as they were the passenger. Therefore, their presence in this court case to testify would be deemed relevant.
Well, why do they think that's relevant if they thought Emmy was the passenger?
Well, it's new evidence that Jordan has forwarded forth and is claiming. So they're trying to either
With all
prove
due
or disprove
respect,
that with it.
Your Honor, I did ask a long time ago whether I could say my
well,
statement, and
SK
somebody
got it.
put
To
it
be
up a long
fair,
time ago, but,
SK got perjury
Well,
because he
make
didn't
a
get a
caller for
lawyer
a
and he
star
tried to
now.
self-represent.
Jordan, you were giving the opportunity.
He
to
could have
your
easily won
testimony
that
when it was
perjury
your
case
witness, which
because
now,
the entire evidence
based on their
around
testimony, they can ask
saying that he lied required them to prove that he lied, that he wasn't
what's
in the
your-
gang, right?
What's your end goal?
And so they would have to establish, Yeah, so I mean, SK did it for the RP. He didn't like make any reasonable like. You know what I'm saying? Like he kind of threw himself in almost intentionally.
Whatever the fuck it was, the carving stolen off Rockford could have came Marcia herself. They are not here, so we're gonna have to act with them not being here.
We're resting.
Okay. You step down. Jordan, do you have any other?
So's the DOJ. You know what I'm saying? Oh man.
No, I don't think I need to call any other witnesses. I think I'm pretty good.
Okay. Just quickly, does your defense representation of Rex or
Good one, OG. Thanks, guys. Thanks, I appreciate it.
No, Your Honor, we don't have any questions.
No.
All right. All right, you can step down.
Oh, no worries. We'll need to know where to pick my lockpicks up from there.
All right, are we done here? Any other questions?
Yeah.
Jordan? I'll give any other witnesses? Sorry, my bad, not questions.
Witnesses? I don't have any other witnesses now.
I'll give time for 1 minute closing statements from either side, starting with the prosecution. But you have to do it off the dome and not think about it.
I'm ready to go.
Can we
if
send
you want me to
Bruno
go
up there?
first.
Bruno should do it.
Bruno, 1 minute closing statement. Go ahead.
Oh boy. Wow. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen to our case. The prosecution fully believes that Jordan was trying to deprive the LG from its owner. Jordan admits that he is a known booster and he is a booster and he has committed this crime before. Yeah.
Well,
we don't know. Could you please
Good
offer
effort,
us?
Bruno. Good effort, Bruno.
Well said, Bruno. All right, Jordan, go ahead.
Anything without miscode.
All right, Your Honor. I would like to say that yes, I have claimed that I have boosted vehicles before. You can see I have been charged with it. However, today, no. And I think you can tell by the statements that the officers put in, they don't really know their ass from their elbow, because everything they said in their statement, they contradicted on the stand, which was pointed out multiple times. They claimed that people were in the vehicle that weren't never in the vehicle. They didn't even see a vehicle there. Well, they'd seen a vehicle they couldn't describe, but then all of a sudden, they knew exactly what it was. It was the White Sultan. There's been multiple things where you can pick up where they've sort of dropped the ball the whole way through. Your Honor, I'll leave it in your hands. You're a smart man, you know right from wrong, and we'll just see what the justice comes from today.
Okay.
But I do appreciate everyone's time.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I'm going to deliberate on this real quick. I'm going to call us into recess. I'm back from deliberating. Mr. Walker, as you quite literally just said now, the prosecution dropped a whole lot of balls in this court case.
Didn't drop no balls.
You just happened to pick those balls right back up and give them right back to me. You probably helped the prosecution more than they helped themselves in this court case. You yourself admitted that the passenger in the car was making efforts to disable the tracker. Yes, you did claim that the passenger's name was Marcia, though that was only afforded to the court after the fact that the registration for the vehicle was made readily available to yourself in the evidence. The person you claim Marcia to be the passenger and owner is not here, as pointed out by the prosecution, to testify to the fact that it was her car and that it wasn't being stolen. So I have to lean on the fact that you, in your own testimony, in your own narrative statement, that efforts would be made to remove it. You also admitted in your testimony that you acknowledged officers being behind you and that you fled and that you evaded. It was also pointed out in the prosecution testimony that you recklessly evaded. Yes, Gus at some point did say that you did not resist arrest at all, but you opened that scope back up and asked him to elaborate on it, in which he did articulate as to why it was resisting, with you running away from officers on foot whilst already being aware of them being behind you. You did admit to being in possession of a gun which was tampered with, which they did charge you with class 1 possession, which is a lesser charge, technically not the actual mainly applicable charge, but a lesser charge in fact. I'm not going to amend that charge to the actual tamper charge. which it should be, seeing as that one is more expensive and has more time.
You can if you want to.
Wait, what?
As for the lockpicks,
It's not the
which I
appropriate
deduced
temperature?
that your entire purpose to being here is because you want your lockpicks back.
Because it's more expensive. Oh, the
yes,
charges?
Rupert, in Rupert's statement, it does say
Wait,
that neither vehicles were tampered with. Whilst looking at the evidence, I do see.
Oh,
the
that maybe he
vehicle
got
does seem to have
class 1
tamperings of some sort. It
instead?
doesn't look as if they are physical tamperings. It seems as if the put your hand down, Rupert.
I don't actually understand this charge. I don't know when this came into play.
Therefore, I can't, in the right mind,
Scratched off being more than non-scratched off.
The lockpicks in this circumstance. So I will. My ruling is that Jordan Walker here,
which
is
to
found
me
guilty on
is
all
a little
counts
bit more.
today.
Oh, I mean,
He's
it's
gonna
about the
be
same
issued time
actually.
served, no jail time, fine.
Makeshift is
as well as
nothing.
lockpicks
Then
be returned. The
Oh,
hacking
thank you.
device and the tracker disablers can remain in police custody.
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a question.
What's your question?
His hot gun charges for his weapon. He's not getting time served for that, right?
What are his hawk? Are they fucking crazy?
He's got 3 criminal use. 3 times criminal use for 3 different incidents.
God,
for that
bro.
gun that it was found on him.
wait, Jordan, you can bench those right now.
Fucking evidence bandits.
You
over here,
could
bro.
bench
Listen, I don't care. I
those
just want to
right
prove
now.
to him that I wanted my lockpicks back because they were never used.
Don't come to the anti-boosting club, okay? Jenna Mustard puts a lot of hard work into that. Thank you very much.
You said how many counts of criminal use?
3.
3. What are they? 30 months each.
24, I believe so.
24 months.
30 months, 500.
Accomplice would be 24. Sorry.
Oh. Jordan.
Pled not
Jordan-
guilty to them all.
That's fine. Give him a 50-month sentence. Overall.
15 or 50?
50 overall.
Okay.
Which is what, a 100-month reduction or so, a little more.
What's 7,500 times 3?
You can do that yourself, Gus. You're capable.
Be 22 and a half.
I don't know
thousand.
about that.
All right, that's my ruling. Anyone has any questions, they can approach the stand.
See who's educated or not.
Should have received that. Let me get this quickly. Oh, God.
All right.
Big dogs, big
And I'll get those lockpicks after the storm.
You can come there more PD.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah, they'll be in the evidence.
Who's
locker,
that
right?
for?
They're
So
coming
many
for
things
you.
wrong.
They're coming.
Bruno, you did not get any smarter in the
I'm
last 5
I'm
years.
100%. I was never in the elegy.
That's crazy. That's
I was
crazy.
I was in the
I
white
don't
sultan
know.
the whole time.
This is why I never
Bruno,
trust
Bruno
Like, you had
said